All right, all right. Welcome back to Chaos Conversation. Back in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go.
We,
Sam and Bruce
we
back
here.
at you. You know how we do. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Chaos Conversation, 72.9 The Voice. You can check us out live on Facebook at Chaos Conversation, Twitter, Chaos Convo 01. Or you can check us out on YouTube as well. Like the channel, check out the videos. You can see all the past streams, especially during this COVID time frame. We really weren't on YouTube before, since we were like physically on the radio, and now we typically put our videos out, and then those videos we edit those down a little bit, and then they go on radio as well. Until we're back in the studio. So check us out there. You can see all the new. You can see the old. Comment, like, friend request, and comment. Boom.
That if you guys do like the chaos, it's about to get even worse than it ever was. Because
Worse.
this
Come
ain't
on,
all
man. We just gonna hit them with the facts. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna hit them with that real talk.
not everybody is about the facts. We know that because some of y'all chaos is all you understand for some
Okay.
reason.
Okay. Okay. I
Chaos is
like
the thing that draws y'all attention for some reson. Don't ask me why.
it.
All y'all Mike Tyson fans,
I like
followers.
it. I like the chaos. I think some people are addicted to chaos.
Oh man, I can show you statistics have shown that people are more drawn to chaos than they are facts because they can go to school and get the fact, go to the library, get the facts themselves.
A
But
lot of these,
chaos is
a
like,
lot of these
okay,
a lot of these new women are addicted to chaos.
yeah.
Talk about it, Bruce. Talk about it.
I mean, now for some reason, chaos is where so many women want to hear themselves be right about whatever it is because I'm independent, because I got a job and I got money and I got this and that. So I want to hear
Uh-oh.
myself be right about whatever else is going out here in the world. And you know what? I'm like, fine, you can hear yourself be right, but you're just because you right don't mean it's always
How do
gonna
we
work
know?
for
How,
everybody
how
that
do
way.
we know she's right though? She could just be talking.
Well, for example, one thing I've heard a young lady say she was right about that goes for all women is something like, "We don't want no man who's well, how she said women don't want no man to share with another woman when they came to sexual activity."
Okay.
Now that's just about a fact because I haven't known any woman
Well, just
who's
because
looking
you
for
haven't
a
known doesn't mean it's a fact.
well, okay. Well, I guess because we were
Would I
talking
say the
about
majority probably
serious
feel that way?
committed
Probably.
serious committed relationships are people trying to get married and have a family. Those kind of people do not. Most of those women, majority of those women, are not trying to share their man or soon to be husband with some other woman to be a side chick.
Gotcha. Yeah. So a woman that is attempting to get married or is on that path
Yeah,
within a
who's
committed
basically a woman
relationship,
who's ready
she's
to
not
settle
trying
down.
to share her significant other with another woman. Yeah, probably I would say for the most part, I would say the
Yeah,
majority could probably agree to that.
yeah. But to say, I mean, hey, to say, hey, open relationship, whatever, that's a whole different topic right there in itself. Because
Right.
the
Well, let's
first
jump
topic
right
we
in,
had,
man. It's been a crazy week, crazy year. It's almost half the year, man. Half the year is almost gone. It's kind of
damn,
crazy when you think about it. But
gas prices.
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
And see, all these ladies want to, use a man for his money, want to use his gas. Just help me out. I ain't asking you for much, but because these gas prices get ready to shoot through the roof, and even when the gas was low, they're like, "Hey, can you give me a ride here or there?"
Uh-oh. They thought
Expecting
you
the
they
man
thought
just
you
to
were
be
their
like,
personal they thought you were the personal Uber. Is that what you're saying?
they think I'm the personal lift, and they don't even try to help you out with
There you go,
gas
Lyft.
at
I don't
all.
use
But
Uber.
hey,
I don't use Uber. I use Lyft.
there you go. That's
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying. Uber,
Lyft.
Lyft, whatever.
Their policies, anti-racism policies. But let's jump right into it, man. We've been at this thing for 3 years, 3.5 years, almost three and a half. And it seems like a lot of people have jumped in the game and created, different ways, and there's so many different means of uh, you know, there's so many platforms where people can express themselves now. Everybody has a podcast, everybody has a YouTube channel, everybody's on. You got Twitch and all these other different streams, Instagram, blah blah blah. TikTok's big now for little short, quick videos. So it's awesome. Everybody has a different way to get a message out and to try to brand themselves. And chaos. We try to bring you guys a little bit of chaos, right? We named ourselves Chaos Conversation for a reason. We're having that conversation. We know how to have a conversation, but we're gonna bring some entertainment factor to it too. But you know what, Bruce and I were like, we've been kind of calm since COVID hit. Maybe it was COVID and us just being in shock of being in the house most of the time, and as things are starting, the masks are coming off, and as
Too
these masks
calm.
come off, we had a discussion and we said, you know what? It's time to ratchet up this damn chaos. The masks are coming off, ladies, and we're not holding back anymore. Like our boy, some of you may have heard of him, Kevin Samuels. He's become popular over the past year, talking about high value men, and he has women, that they freely call into his show, and they ask questions. He gives it to them like it is. Sometimes they don't like the answer. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. He goes on a few other people's shows, and I'm not going to mention a few others promoting their show over ours, but I mentioned Kevin. But he goes on some other shows that are popular in certain cities, major cities, and they're large groups of women that are guests on the show, and they pretty much get roasted. But a lot of things I've seen, at the end of the day, when you hit people with facts and some real talk, and you break it down into simple terms that they can understand, it's hard to get people to disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna bring a little chaos, but we also gonna break it down really simply for people, and we're gonna see what happens. So let's start it off, Bruce. Let's just jump right into it.
Let's go for it.
These women, they're trying to move on.
Yep.
They're trying to move on to a new guy. They want a high value man, but they seem to cannot let go of the drama or the baggage of that ex. Help
Mhm.
me understand, Bruce. I'm gonna take your phrase from you. Help me understand. How the hell are you gonna tell me you want to move? You want a high value man. You want to get this A-list guy making six figures, car, house. You don't want to work all the rest. You don't have to work a 9 to 5, I should say, because you can do your own thing on social media and wherever you want to do it, and generate income. But you don't want a 9 to 5, traditional 9 to 5. But yet you still hanging on to the baggage of the ex. Help me understand, Bruce. What's going on? How can what advice would you give them? How can they what can help them move on?
The advice I'm gonna give the women, they ain't gonna like it for one thing,
Uh
because
oh.
yeah, not for real. Because on the real, you
Talk
got
about it. Let's go.
you got women and they normally by the 50s, they don't found who they're looking for. So I'm gonna stick to this the 20, 30, and 40 group right now. Who women in their 20s, a lot of the women, they don't let go of it because they still think they got a chance to possibly make things work with that baby daddy or that ex, or maybe we're just not meant for each other right now. So they have women in their 20s haven't experienced enough to let go of yet. A lot of times
Okay.
that's the case. A lot of women in their 30s are like, you know what? I'm getting up there to the 40 zone, or, I'm on 30, 32, 35. I don't learn my lessons. And they try to hold, but a lot of women in their 30s, a lot of y'all be trying to hold on to it and use it and learn from it along the way. It's like, nah, it's like, let that mess go on, but they don't want to let it go. They just want to hold on to it and keep, like using it into the next relationship. It's like, nah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way all the time. Women in their 40s, a lot of them have learned their lessons and they've let go of it, but they haven't forgotten all the BS their ex put them through or took them through. That's
Yeah, I mean it can definitely be tough to do sometimes. I will admit that we talk to people all the time, right? And this is we see it in our own lives, but we tend not to talk about ourselves, but we like to talk about what we've seen through others, what we've dealt with and experienced through others, and how we've interacted with them. But um, you see it all the time where people, especially women, are trying to move on, or you say, some men do it sometimes too, but we like to pick at the women here. We like to tease you guys a little bit, and that's what we do. Two guys, right? Chaos Conversation is a guy's show. This is two guys' perspective. Ain't no beta males over here. We keeping it real over here. New day. These these women out here trying to move on. They're trying to grab the hot girl summer. They're trying to move on and grab what's new out here. Good for them. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Love it. But guess what? At the end of the day, you want this. Are you looking for a low value man, a medium value man, or a high value man? Now, I think personally, regardless, if you're looking for that medium to high, you can't be bringing that baggage into that relationship or trying to acquire that medium to high value man and bring that baggage with you. Maybe a low value man will put up with that bullshit.
What do you
But
consider baggage, Sam? That's the question.
baggage meaning you still sitting up at night crying over this dude and how he did you wrong, or you claiming that he did you wrong 6 months
Y'all
ago
hear that?
or a year ago. We're not talking about because I don't consider children baggage.
No.
That's a blessing.
There you
But
go.
if your kid's bad as hell, then that might be some damn baggage. But we're not gonna
If
go
the
there.
drama, I'll say like this: if your kid comes with the drama, I'll say if the kid is more of a liability than an asset, whether it's mentally, spiritually, or financially, then it's baggage. But if the kid is
Okay.
not,
Okay.
if the kid is not, if the kid is not, if he's a asset and not a liability, then that's right there. I mean, when I say asset versus liability, and it's a child, that means the kid is causing you stress. The kid is costing you money. The kid is, I mean, money that, what I say about money is money that you don't deserve. In other
Uh-oh.
words, like, getting speeding tickets, getting in trouble with the law, that kind of stuff. But if it's
Oh,
not
like
that bad,
older child. Yeah.
well, I mean, still, these probably kids, 8, 9, 10, and 12 can still do, Sam. Shoot.
That's true. I'll be seeing some kids stealing cars and stuff like that at a young age.
Yeah,
But
there you go. So, I
but
mean, that kind of baggage is baggage that I don't feel a man or a woman should bring. But we picking it at the ladies tonight. But if you're not bringing baggage of BS to a new relationship, there's too many different ways you can bring baggage of BS. That it's like that's one way to tell you ain't ready to move on is when you got a baggage of BS.
yeah, and I mean sometimes it's hard to let go of the BS. But like I tell people, hey, ladies, it's not the season for you to move on quite yet. You're in that middle stage where you may be still injured. You still may be thinking about, well, what did I do wrong? What did this guy? Oh, he did me wrong. And that's okay. You have to heal first, right? And then you have to begin to exercise the option where you're like, okay, I'm not ready. I think I'm ready to put myself out there, but you're really not. You need to take time for yourself, take time to know yourself, know your value, know your worth, and then know what you bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, it's all about that, right? What do you bring to the table? How are you going to be out there trying to find this, you know, medium to whatever level quality of man you're trying to find, yet you don't
Mm-hmm.
match or bring those exact same things to the table? What's up, Bruce?
There's one there's one thing I'm going to stop you on right there, Sam, because you and a lot of people, a lot of y'all tune in, y'all be doing this all the damn time, and it pisses a lot of us off. One thing, ladies, you be doing is you be saying, why did he cheat? Okay, he may have cheated. Why did he do this? My question
Uh
to y'all is, what the hell are y'all doing? Just pulling that trigger on him to make him want to go do that.
oh.
That's my
Uh oh.
question to y'all.
Man,
That's why this is chaos conversation,
we
baby.
could have
Because
a
what the hell?
whole and
Now, for
we
real,
could have an entire
hell?
show just on that.
What the hell are some of y'all women doing to these men to make them go do that?
No, no, no. You got it wrong. It's not
Shoot,
what they're doing. It's what they're not doing.
that also. There you go. That also. What the hell are some of y'all women doing or not doing? Almost a catch-22, I guess I can say, to make your man cheat on you. Not really make him, but cause him to cheat on you.
Well, at least open the door for options, because
Yeah.
that's what at the end of the day, right? Even because people say that all the time. Well, why would A Rod cheat on J Lo? Why can't
Mhm.
Holly Berry keep a man? Why did Bill Gates after all these years cheat on his wife?
Mhm.
The dude's got more money than humanly possible. Why did Bezos and his wife, the richest man in the world, why did he get divorced, right? Because it shows you right there, money means nothing when it comes to, yes, does money play a role? Does it play a factor? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you could have all the money in the world, and if you're in a committed relationship, there's so many other things that are involved in that at play in that relationship other than just money, right? We just gave you two examples or four examples of people that, well, two in particular, that have all the money they could dream of. They have more money than they know what they can do with. They could spend $1 million every day for the rest of their life, and they would not spend all the money they have because that's how much money they have. At the end of the day, that meant nothing, right? They're both divorced. So, there's other contributing factors that are taking place there. Like what? Are their physical needs being met? Physical? Are their sexual needs being met?
Ladies.
Are there, and what kind of contract do they have, right? So like it's when you've been together as long as those two people were, we're just about Gates and Bezos. They were together with their wives 20 plus years. So they've definitely changed from when they first met them versus who they are now, right? So are you growing together? Meaning, are you sitting down having conversations about role? What is your role, right? We're going to have a whole nother show on that with some ladies joining us. What is your role? We like all these modern, let's just call it what it is, Bruce. These modern women.
Yep.
There's these modern women talking about, I'm independent. I make all this money. I do
I'm
this.
grown.
I do that. I'm grown. I don't need no man. We're going to have a whole nother
I'm
show just
independent.
on that. We've had shows on that. We've had at least 15, 20 shows on this over the last 3 years. And women call in and they tell us they're independent. They don't need no man. Cool. Let me, oh, this is going to be a good one, Bruce. What was that show
Ain't
on
ready for
Discovery?
it.
What was that show on Discovery Channel? Um, they would like drop people. Well, we're not going to plug their show. They would drop people in the wilderness, right? And it would be like 2 men, 2 women, or 3 men, 3 women. And then one time they did a battle of the sexes. Who could survive longer, the men or the women? 100% of the time, 100%, ladies, 100%, the men survived without the women. The women were not able to survive without the men. Read my lips. You can go see it for yourself. There's only a few things that men can't do in this world without women. Women control the access to sex, and women produce the next generation of living human beings. Those are the 2 things you do that we can't do. I can cook, I can clean, I can work, I can go outside, do chores, I can wash clothes, I can fold clothes, I can do all those things. I can be compassionate towards children. I can be a dick towards children. I can be a dictator towards children. I can raise them. There's all these stereotypes that men can't do all this stuff. All these beta
We're not
males on
giving. We're
TV
not
all the
giving.
time.
We're not giving the credit for doing them as much as they are. We're like, oh well, you supposed to. I'm like, oh really? Well, what are you supposed to do? It's like we're not giving the credit
Right.
for the things that we normally are supposed to
Well, that's
do.
because society has our culture. I won't say our culture in this country has dictated that women do certain things and men do certain things, or at least it was that way, right? And now things have changed, things have evolved. You had feminism that really popped up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then things started to change a little bit. Um, more equality and things like that. But like they say, with equality, even on a racial perspective, but with equality comes responsibility, right?
There you go.
So you say, okay, we're gonna pay this person the same amount of person for this job. I agree.
So
But
the
then you
question
have
though,
certain careers. Why do you think certain careers are dominated by
okay,
women?
towards the men though, man,
Yeah, but
because
why do we think certain careers are dominated by men and certain careers are dominated by women?
that's that's part of the problem, man. When women are like, okay, you're so independent, you don't feel you need a man. And another thing I think women do a lot of is listen to all the bullshit celebrities have to say on TV and social media. That's another reason why. They think because this person, this young lady making millions a year, has this song out, has this movie out, went on this talk show and said, I'm gonna be independent. They feel, oh, okay, well, I admire, I follow, and I like her, so I'm gonna try and be like her. Oh, okay.
Okay, go
You got
for
your
it.
career together. You got millions a year coming in, huh? You got all that taken care of. Are you? I mean, because most of those women who are talking like that, acting like that, they ain't reaching back for the government for no assistance either.
No, not at all.
They ain't reaching back to their
They
daddy to go watch their kids either.
and see it's a difference between. I don't like when people say the whole independent thing. Like, what does that truly mean? Are we talking about financially independent? Because that's a difference between financially being independent. because you look at what's that the new thing, the new trend over the last during COVID,
Wow.
OnlyFans, OnlyFans. All these girls, taking their clothes off for OnlyFans, and not all of them are. Some of them are just could be cooking or cleaning, or maybe they're modeling, and they're not taking their clothes off. They could have like a bikini on or something like that.
Yeah.
But I would say that is you're using your body to make money, whether it be nude or not. And I don't have nothing wrong with that. Do what you got to do, right? We live in a capitalistic society. Do whatever you got to do to make money, but don't. But there's most of those women up there are younger, right? Because
There you go.
as you age, that body's not going to look the exactly same as it did when you were 21 to
I don't care
30.
if your name is Nicole Murphy.
You know what I'm saying? There's very few Holly Berrys out there and J Lo's. It's very,
And
and there's a lot of work that goes
unless
into
your name
that.
is Nicole Murphy or who else still got? I mean, maybe if Gabrielle Union, she still got a nice body for her age. Or or her friend Sanaa. I mean, them are actresses who got money like that to
Right.
keep their body in shape.
But
They
they
pay
have
trainers like what,
personal
$1,000.
they got around the clock personal trainers, man. When they're getting ready
Yeah.
to do a when they're getting ready to do a movie or whatever, that studio hires a trainer,
Yep.
around the clock chef, and a
But
trainer
see,
to make sure they are on top of every little thing to make sure their bodies are on point for that movie.
and too many women out here, Sam, are trying to duplicate the lifestyle they're living by what they say, what they do, and trying to apply it, but not realizing they haven't paid nowhere near the price that these other Hollywood celebrities have to be where they're at. And I mean, to
Well, let's
say
talk
you
about it.
independent, yeah, to say
Let's
you're
talk about it.
independent and don't need no man, okay?
We only
Because
have
you heard,
we have about 5 minutes left on the show, or 4 minutes left on the show. Um,
mm,
but I just want to let's talk about it. Bruce just brought up a great point. People out here trying to live, they're trying to fake that life, right? You out here
yeah,
you out here wanting a list man, a list man. I'm not gonna say celebrity, just an A list man. Yet you bring uh
only thing you bring to the
low
table
F.
is
You bring a
time.
low F level. You bring a low F level grade to the table, and you out here talking about you making this money, you doing this. Well, what else do you bring to the table, right? We just named you four celebrity women that are beautiful,
Single, single.
right? And single. They can't keep a man. Why not? They have all the money in the world, right? They're independent. They don't need a man's money. But guess what? A relationship's not just about money. Men are not just about money as well, right? You saying, okay, well, I'm independent, I do this, I do that. Well, what else? What else?
And see that
What else do you do? Are you able to hold a conversation? Are you able to cook? Are you able to, you know, entertain? Are you able to go out and have fun and enjoy life and do all these other things? Yeah, you got a beautiful face, but what else? What else? What else are you doing? Do you have intimacy problems? A lot of people out here have intimacy problems, right? Sexual problems. They don't talk about it. How else are you able to, clearly they have problems keeping a man. So is it that they think they're better? Do they think they're better than a man because they, make their own money? They don't, because, we hear it all the time, nonstop. I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. I just gave you two reasons why, right? Two reasons why. Those are the two things that women naturally, and it doesn't change across all women. All women are that way, right? You control access to sexual activities, and you control who comes into this world by birth. Those are the two things that don't change. Men don't control those things. Men control what, Bruce? Access to relationships and access to marriage. Those are the two things
here's
we control.
here's one thing. Here's one reason why, ladies, a lot of you all say, okay, you go into these, and then again, I don't know when you know you're ready. Or I don't know. Here's to me when a woman should know when she's ready to move on. That's when again you stop pointing the finger at him. I don't care what he did, and point the finger more at yourself and take responsibility while on. Another way is also when you can look around and be like, all right, time is more valuable than money. That's hands down a fact. Since Sam and all his audiences and friends and family like facts, time is more valuable than money. Okay.
Yeah, time's
So
money.
if you're gonna give your man your time, right? Because not even God can give us time back. You're gonna give a man time. Don't forget, he's giving you time too, also. That's a fact. So you putting your time in him, he's putting his time in you, but he's also putting his money in you or investing his money in you. What are you investing in him? This of equal value besides time, because he's giving you time in advance. So if you're not giving him anything that's of equal value,
okay,
are you an asset? You're a liability. Okay, well, why should he keep your ass around if you're a liability? Help me understand that.
Woo.
Hmm? Now you both giving each other time. Okay, you both okay, well, okay, so you want him to bring the money. Okay, well, what are you bringing? There ain't gotta be no money, but what do you bring is of equal value to money? They can, because you got respect. Okay, he got respect. You got love. Okay, he got love. Okay, you bringing to the table that's gonna match his Benjamin. I mean, you cannot match no Benjamin with no George Washington. That that ain't gonna work. At least not for long.
Yeah.